February 14th, 1973. Valentine's Day. Stax Studios. Memphis, Tennessee. Studio A, 3:42 a.m. Elvis Presley sits on the floor, back against the wall, face in his hands, shoulders shaking, crying, not quiet tears, not dignified grief, raw, broken, uncontrolled, kind of crying that empties you. The band stands frozen. James Burton on guitar, Ronnie Tutt on drums, Jerry Sheff on bass, Glenn D. Harden on piano. The sweet inspirations in the corner. Nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Nobody has ever seen this. Elvis Presley doesn't cry. Not the king. Not in front of anyone. Not ever. But tonight he does. James Burton takes a step forward. Elvis doesn't look up. Just keeps crying. Hands covering his face. Ring-covered fingers pressed into his eyes. 30-8 years old. The biggest star in the world. Breaking apart on a studio floor. What happens in the next 19 minutes will change how his band sees him forever. Here is the story. The session was supposed to start at midnight. Standard for Elvis. He works nights. Always has. Since 1954. Since Sun Records. Since the beginning. But tonight, he's late. Very late. The band arrived at 11:30 p.m., set up their equipment, tuned, warmed up, waited. Midnight comes. No Elvis. 1 a.m., still waiting. 2 a.m., Jerry Sheff checks his watch. Should we call Graceland? Charlie Hodge shakes his head. He's road manager tonight. He's been with Elvis since 1960. 13 years. He knows the patterns. Give him time. 2:30 a.m. The studio door opens. Elvis walks in. The band looks up. Smiles ready. Greetings prepared. But the smiles die. Elvis looks wrong. Eyes red. Face puffy. Black jumpsuit wrinkled. Hair uncombed. He walks past everyone. No hello. No explanation. No jokes. Straight to the microphone. The band exchanges glances. Something's very wrong. Elvis stands at the mic, stares at it. Doesn't pick it up. Just stares. 2 minutes pass. Finally he speaks. What are we recording tonight? Charlie checks the schedule. It's midnight. I've got a thing about you, baby. Raised on rock. Elvis nods slowly. Okay. The band takes position. Ready to play. James Burton counts off. 1, 2, 3, stop. Elvis's voice cuts through. Sharp. Loud. Everyone stops. Elvis walks away from the mic. To the corner. Sits on an amp. Head in his hands. The band waits. Confused. Concerned. Charlie approaches slowly. Boss, you okay? Elvis doesn't answer. Doesn't move. 5 minutes pass. Finally, Elvis stands. Walks back to the mic. Let's try again. They start. It's midnight. The opening chords. Elvis's cue approaches. Asterisk, he opens his mouth. Nothing. Comes out. He tries again. His voice cracks. Breaks. Stops. The band stops playing. Elvis turns away. Faces the wall. His back to everyone. His shoulders start shaking. Charlie realizes first. He's crying. Oh God. He's crying. Charlie moves toward him. Talk to me. Elvis waves him off. Stay back. His voice is thick. Choked. Drowning. The band stands helpless. Instruments in hand. Watching their leader break. Glenn D. Harden puts down his sheet music. Walks over. Elvis, what do you need? Elvis turns around. Face streaming. Makeup running. Eyes destroyed. His voice barely a whisper. I can't do this anymore. Can't do what? Any of it. Elvis slides down the wall. Sits on the studio floor. The crying gets worse, harder. Deeper. The kind of crying that's been held in too long. Years too long. Decades too long. The sweet inspirations start crying too. Myrna Smith, Sylvia Shemwell, Estelle Brown. They've known Elvis for years. Never seen this. Never imagined this. James Burton kneels beside Elvis. Talk to us, man. Elvis shakes his head. Can't speak. Can't breathe. Can't function. Just cries. Quick thought. Have you ever broken down in front of people you're supposed to be strong for? Drop a comment. Ronnie Tut quietly moves everyone back. Give him space. They form a semicircle. 10 feet away. Watching. Waiting. The clock reads 3:47 a.m. 5 minutes of crying. Feels like 5 hours. Finally, Elvis's breathing slows. The sobs become hiccups. The hiccups become silence. He wipes his face with his sleeve. Black fabric now streaked with makeup. Gold studs catching the studio lights. He looks up at his band. At these people who've played for him. Traveled with him. Believed in him. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, boss. Elvis shakes his head. No. I need to say this. He pulls himself up. Still sitting against the wall, but upright now. Present now. I need to tell you all something. The band sits down. On the floor. On amps. On chairs. Forming a circle around him. Like a meeting. Like a confession. Like a family. Elvis takes a deep breath. Where do I start? Wherever you need to. Elvis looks at his hands. The rings. 10 of them. Gold. Diamonds. Sapphires. Each. One a gift. Each one a burden. You all know Priscilla filed for divorce. Everyone nods. January 8th, his birthday. She filed on his birthday. Everyone knows. Elvis continues. That was 5 weeks ago. His voice steadies. Getting stronger. Or maybe just more numb. We were married for 6 years. Together for 14. She was 15 when we met. Germany, 1959. I was 20-4. He pauses. Remembers. She was so young. So pure. So untouched by all this. He gestures vaguely. At the studio. At fame. At everything. I thought I could protect her. Keep her safe. Build. A life. But you couldn't. Elvis looks at James Burton. No, I couldn't. Because the life I built was a cage. For her. For me. For everyone who loves me. Tell us about it. Elvis shifts position. Stretches his legs out. The jumpsuit uncomfortable. Too tight. Everything too tight. You know what my day looks like? The band listens. I wake up at 4 p.m. If I sleep at all. Take pills to wake up. Pills to focus. Pills to function. He counts on his fingers. Get dressed in these ridiculous suits. 50 pounds of fabric and rhinestones. Get driven to the venue. Smile for photos. Sign autographs. Perform for 90 minutes. Give everything I have. Every ounce. Every breath. His voice rises slightly. Come back to the hotel. Can't sleep. Too wired. Too exhausted. Take pills to calm down. Pills to sleep. Wake up. Do it again. And again. And again. And again. He looks at Charlie. How many shows did we do last year? 168 shows. Elvis laughs bitterly. 168 shows in 365 days. More than every other day. Asterisk, he continues. And between shows? Recording sessions like this. At 3 a.m. Because I can't work normal hours. Because the world expects me to be nocturnal. Expects me to be superhuman. But I'm not. Superhuman. His voice drops. I'm just a man. A tired man. A failing man. The room is silent. Only the hum of equipment. The buzz of fluorescent lights. Elvis wipes his face again. Priscilla left because I was never there. Even when I was there, I wasn't there. I was Elvis, the character, the performer, not the husband, not the father. He starts crying again, quieter this time. Exhausted tears. Lisa Marie is 4 years old. 4. And I've missed so much. Her first steps. Her first words. Her first day of school. Dot missed them for what? For concerts in cities I don't remember. For fans whose faces blur together. For money I don't need. For fame that feels like prison. Glendy Harden speaks softly. You could stop. Elvis looks at him. Really looks. Dot, could I? Of course. Elvis shakes his head. No, I really couldn't. There are contracts. Obligations. Colonel Parker breathing down my neck. RCA wanting albums. Venues booked 2 years in advance. He gestures at the studio. This session tonight? It's for an album that's already sold. Before we even recorded it. Based on my name alone. That's incredible. Elvis's laugh is hollow. Is it? Or is it a trap? What do you mean? I mean, I could record silence. Actual silence. 15 tracks of nothing. And it would still go gold. Because it says Elvis Presley on the cover. He looks at his band. At their faces. That's not music. That's not art. That's manufacturing. I'm a product now. Not a person. You're still a person to us. Elvis smiles sadly. Am I? Or am I your paycheck? The words sting. But they're fair. Honest. James Burton sets down his guitar. You're our friend, Elvis. Are you sure? Everyone nods. Emphatically. Elvis studies them. Then tell me something. When was the last time any of you called me just to talk? Not about work. Not about schedules. Just to check in. The silence is deafening. Elvis nods. See? It's not your fault. It's the system. I'm the boss. You're the employees. That's the relationship. But it's not the relationship he wants. Elvis continues. I grew up poor. Tupelo, Mississippi. 2-room house. No money. No prospects. Just me, my mama, and my daddy. Everyone knows this story. But they let him tell it. My twin brother died at birth. Jesse Garon. I survived. He didn't. And my mama always told me I had to live for both of us. He touches his chest. 2 souls in one body. That's a lot of pressure for a kid. He closes his eyes. When I got famous, I thought that was it. I'd made it. For me. For Jesse. For Mama. For everyone. But fame didn't solve anything. It made everything worse. Suddenly, everyone wants something. Everyone needs something. Everyone expects something. He opens his eyes, red-rimmed, exhausted, and you can never say no. Because if you say no, you're ungrateful. You're difficult. You're forgetting where you came from. So I say yes to everything. To everyone. All the time. Until there's nothing left. Myrna Smith speaks. Her voice gentle. What do you want, Elvis? Elvis looks at her. Really considers the question. I want to disappear. What? Not die. Just disappear. Go somewhere. Nobody knows me. Live quietly. Live quietly. Normally, he paints the picture. Wake up at 8 a.m. Make breakfast. Walk to work. Some simple job. Come home at 5. TV. Go to bed at 10. Be nobody. That sounds lonely. Elvis shakes his head. Lonely is being surrounded by thousands of people and feeling completely alone. That's lonely. Being nobody sounds like freedom. Quick thought. Have you ever wanted to just disappear and start over? Drop a comment. Jerry Chef asks the question everyone's thinking. So why don't you? Elvis laughs. Disappear? With this face? He points to himself. I'm the most recognizable person on earth. More than the president. More than the Pope. I can't go to a grocery store. Can't pump gas. Can't take a walk. He stands up slowly. Paces the studio. Last month I tried. Went to a movie. Theater. Normal theater. Memphis. Wore sunglasses. Hat. Tried to blend in. What happened? Elvis smiles sadly. Made it 10 minutes. Then someone recognized me. Screamed. Within 5 minutes, 300 people. Police had to escort me out. Caused a near riot. He stops pacing. That's my life. I'm not a person. I'm an event. The band watches him. This man they thought they knew. This legend revealing himself as human. Fragile. Scared. Trapped. Elvis returns to his spot on the floor. Sits back down. The jumpsuit strains at the seams. He continues. You want to know what I confessed to Priscilla? In our last real conversation. Before she filed? Tell us, I told her I was jealous of normal people. People with normal lives. Normal problems. He lists them. Worrying about bills. About traffic. About what to make for dinner. Those seemed like beautiful problems. Instead, I worry about whether my voice will hold. Whether the crowds will love me. Whether I'm still relevant. Whether I'll die on stage. His voice cracks again. Whether I'll die alone. You won't die alone. Boss. Elvis looks at Charlie. Won't I? I feel alone now. With all of you here. With millions of fans. Still alone. Because nobody knows me. He pounds his chest. This me. The real me. Not Elvis Presley, the brand. Not Elvis Presley, the legend. Just Elvis Aaron Presley. The scared kid from Tupelo, who never asked for any of this. James Burton moves closer. We're listening now. Tell us about that kid. Elvis takes a breath. Settles in. The story pouring out. That kid loved music. Loved gospel. Country. Blues. Loved it pure. For the joy of it. Not for money. Not for fame. Just for the feeling. He remembers. I used to sit on our porch. Tupelo. 1945. I was 10 years old. Had a guitar? Uncle Vester gave me. We'd play for hours. His face softens. Mama would listen from inside, singing along. Just us. No pressure. No expectations. Just music and love. What changed? Elvis's face hardens. 1954. Sun Records. Sam Phillips. That's all right. Everyone knows the song. The beginning of everything. Suddenly, I'm not just a kid with a guitar. I'm a phenomenon. The papers call me Elvis the Pelvis. Parents hate me. Kids worship me. Ed Sullivan won't show me below the waist. He shakes his head. I was 19 years old. Overnight, I go from nobody to the most controversial person in America. You handled it well. Did I? Or did I just survive it? There's a difference, he continues. Then the Army. 1958. Germany. I thought that would make me normal. Just a soldier. Just a guy. But even there, I was special. Special treatment. Special quarters. They said it was security. But really, it was because I was Elvis. He looks distant. Remembering met Priscilla there. 1959. September 13th. A party. She walked in. 14 years old. Beautiful. Innocent. Should have left her alone. Should have let her have a normal life. But I was selfish. I wanted something pure. Something untouched by fame. She was that for a while. The room listens. Captivated. I brought her to America. 1963. To Graceland. Promised her parents I'd take care of her. Promised I'd marry her. Kept her like a princess in a tower. Sent her to school. Controlled everything. Who she saw. Where she went. What she wore. He looks ashamed. I thought I was. Protecting her, but I was imprisoning her. Just like I'm imprisoned. His voice drops to a whisper. We got married. 1967, May 1st, Las Vegas, Aladdin Hotel. 8 minutes. That's how long the ceremony was. 8 minutes to pledge forever. He laughs bitterly. 9 months later, Lisa Marie was born. February 1st, 1968. Most beautiful baby I'd ever seen. I held her and I thought, this is it. This is what matters. Not the music. Not the fame. This. But then what happened? Elvis's face crumbles. Then the 68 comeback special. Then Vegas residency. Then the touring. Then the movies. Then everything. And Lisa Marie and Priscilla became. He struggles for the word. Accessories. Part of the image. The family man. The American dream. But it was all performance. Because I was never home. And when I was home, I was high. He says it plainly. No shame now. Just truth. The pills started in the army. For staying alert. For energy. Doctors prescribed them. Said they were safe. They weren't safe. Now I take uppers to wake up. Downers to sleep. Painkillers for my back. My knees. My everything. He counts on his fingers again. Sometimes 30 pills a day. The band doesn't react. They suspected. But hearing it confirmed. Different. Priscilla begged me to stop. My daddy begged me. The guys begged me. But I can't. Because without the pills, I can't perform. Can't function. Can't be Elvis. And if I'm not Elvis. He trails off. Who am I? Ronnie Tut answers. You're a husband. A father. A friend. A human being. Elvis looks at him. Tears forming again. Am I? Because I don't know how to be those things. I only know how to be Elvis Presley. The star. The product. And that Elvis is killing me. He puts his head in his hands. I'm so tired. Not physically. Well, physically too. But deeper. Soul tired. Heart tired. Existence tired. Sylvia Shemwell kneels beside him. Places a hand on his shoulder. What can we do? Elvis looks up. At all of them. His band. His friends. These people who've seen him now. Really seen him. Just this. What? Just listen. Just know. Just remember I'm human. When I'm late, it's not because I don't care. It's because I couldn't get out of bed. When I forget lyrics, it's not because I'm unprofessional. It's because my mind is breaking. When I cancel shows, it's not because I'm difficult. It's because I literally can't stand. He looks at each of them. I'm not superhuman. I'm barely human most days. But I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. And I'm failing. But I'm still trying. The band surrounds him, not crowding, just present. Solid. Real. James Burton speaks for everyone. We see you, Elvis, not the king. You. And we're not going anywhere. Elvis breaks. Down again, but different this time. Not despair. Relief. Someone finally knows. Finally sees. Finally understands. They sit with him. On that studio floor. For an hour. No music. No recording. Just presence. Eventually, Elvis stands. Wipes his face one final time. Looks at the microphone. Can we try again? You sure? Elvis nods. Yeah, but different. How? Elvis thinks. No, raised on rock. Not tonight. What instead? Something real. Something that matters. He walks to the piano, sits down. Fingers on the keys. Plays How Great Thou Art. Gospel, his first love. His true voice. The band joins in, quiet, respectful. Following his lead, Elvis sings. Not performing, not projecting. Just singing. For himself. For God. For truth. His voice cracks. Breaks on the high notes. Doesn't matter. It's real. They record. It one take. 4:03 a.m. February 14th, 1973. The recording is never released officially. Too raw, too broken, too real, but the band keeps a copy. Each of them. A reminder. That night. That confession. That humanity. Years pass. The confession changes things. Not externally. Elvis still tours, still performs, still struggles, but the band sees him different, treats him different, loves him different. When he's late, they wait patiently. When he forgets lyrics, they cover. When he struggles, they support, not as employees, as friends, real friends, who saw him break and stayed anyway. Elvis's health declines. The pills increase. The weight fluctuates. The performances suffer. But the band never complains, never judges, never leaves, because they remember February 14th, 1973, the crying, the confession, the humanity. Elvis fires half the Memphis Mafia. Red West, Sonny West, Dave Hebler, for trying to control his pills. Band worries. But they don't leave. They remember the confession. Elvis collapses on stage. Multiple times. Hospitalized repeatedly. The band visits. Brings flowers. Sits with him. Never mentions the pills. Just offers presents. Because that's what he asked for. February 14th, 1973. Just know I'm human. August 1977. Elvis dies. Bathroom floor. Graceland. The band is devastated, but not surprised. They saw it coming since that night. At confession, he told them. He was dying, slowly, publicly. Inevitably. At the funeral, they gather. James, Ronnie, Jerry, Glenn, the sweet inspirations. They don't talk much. Just remember the crying, the floor. The truth. James Burton speaks. He trusted us that night. Ronnie nods, showed us who he really was. Jerry adds, we should have done more. Glenn shakes his head. We did what he asked. We listened. We stayed. Myrna agrees. Some people can't be saved. They can only be loved. And we loved him. James Burton is interviewed for a documentary. Elvis. The last years. The interviewer asks, what was the real Elvis like? James thinks, remembers. February 14th, 1973. He was human. Deeply, painfully human. Can you elaborate? James tells the story. The breakdown. The confession. The crying. The interviewer is shocked. Why didn't this come out before? James looks directly at the camera. Because it was sacred. He trusted us. We honored that. Until now. Now he's been gone 29 years, and people need to know. He wasn't a god, wasn't a king. Not really. He was a man who struggled, who hurt, who tried. And that's more important than any crown. The secret recording services. How great thou art. February 14th, 1973. 4:03 a.m. A collector finds it. In Glenn D. Hardin's estate. Glenn died in 2009. The tape and his belongings. It's released on a bootleg. Elvis. The human sessions. Fans hear it. The broken voice. The cracking notes. The raw emotion. Some hate it. Say it tarnishes his legend. Others love it. Say it reveals his truth. The band is divided. Should it have stayed private? Or does the world deserve truth? James Burton decides. We spoke at his funeral. We said he was the greatest. But that wasn't the whole truth. He was also the most human, the most vulnerable, the most real. And that's what this recording proves. A tribute concert. Memphis, Graceland. The surviving band members perform. James Burton, Jerry Sheff, the sweet inspirations, They play How Great Thou Art, the broken version, the real version. The audience listens, silent. Reverent Dot at the end, James speaks. This is for Elvis, not the king, the man, who broke down on February 14th, 1973, who showed us his heart, who trusted us with his truth. The man we loved. The crowd stands, applauding, crying because they finally understand. Lisa Marie Presley dies. January 12th, 54 years old. At her funeral, James Burton speaks. He's 84 now. One of the last survivors. He tells the story again. Her father's confession. His humanity. His love. Lisa Marie never knew about that night, about the breakdown. But James tells her children, Riley, Benjamin, Harper, Finley, your grandfather was a great man. Not because he was perfect, because he was real. He cried. He struggled. He failed. But he loved God. He loved and that's what matters. Today the original tape is in Graceland, archives, restricted access. But the band's testimony is public. Books, documentaries, interviews. The story of February 14th, 1973, the night Elvis broke and showed his truth. It changes how people see him. Less like a god, more like a man. And that's more powerful, because gods are distant. Men are relatable. Elvis Presley was relatable. In his pain, in his struggle, in his humanity. That's his real legacy. Not the jumpsuits, not the number ones, not the movies. The honesty. The night he cried in front of his band and trusted them with his soul. And unfortunately, they don't make men like Elvis Presley anymore.